What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video on Just Jake Reviews, where I review albums, movies, and sports games. And today I feel like we could do our first theme video of the channel, and since tomorrow is Valentine's Day, or today when this video comes out, I thought I would do another movie review that is sort of a romantic comedy or just a romance movie in general, since for Valentine's Day. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. So I had a hard time figuring out which movie I wanted to do for Valentine's Day, but I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna do probably one of the most famous romance movies of all time, and that is The Notebook. So let's get into it. The Notebook is a 2004 American romantic drama film directed by Nick Cassavetes from a screenplay by Jeremy Levin and Jan Sardi, and based on the 1996 novel of the same name by Nicholas Sparks. The film stars Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams as a young couple who fall in love in the 1940s. Their story is read from a notebook in the present day by an elderly man telling the tale to a fellow nursing home resident. The Notebook had its world premiere at the Seattle International Film Festival on May 20th, 2004, and was theatrically released in the United States on June 25th, 2004. Despite generally mixed reviews from critics, Gosling and McAdams were singled out of praise for their performances. The film was a sleeper hit at the box office, grossing $117 million against its $29 million budget, and has become a cult classic in the year since its release. On November 11, 2012, an extended version premiered on ABC Family with deleted scenes added back into the original storyline. So once again, we are reviewing The Notebook today, and I had no idea how I was going to feel about this movie because A, this is a very, highly praised movie that couples love, and this is also one of the movies that everyone says, oh, you're going to cry at when you watch it, you're going to cry at, which I do cry at a lot of movies. I'm sensitive when it comes to movies and shows, but I did not cry at this movie, which I'm a little proud of, but whatever. So anyways, what the description said, we got Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams, two pretty big names in Hollywood still to this day, and definitely back then in 2004. So in this movie, you have Ryan Gosling, it plays a guy named Noah, and Noah is a pretty boy, kind of poor guy who works at a construction or lumber site, as he says it, with Finn, his friend. And, he doesn't really get a lot of money. He actually says in the movie he gets, I think, 40 cents an hour, which is outrageous. But then again, this movie was the 1940s. So yeah, he's Noah. He works at a lumber yard, does it because he loves it, has a great time with it. Then one day he goes to a carnival and meets Rachel McAdams, aka Allie. And immediately they fall in love. Immediately they just I love you. We both love each other so much. They are addicted to each other. They will not leave each other's sight. A lot of kissing. They absolutely adore each other. So, Rachel McAdams, apparently she's 17 years old in the movie. Her character, not her character. So she's still in school. No idea how old Noah is in the movie, but if Noah is if Noah is not below 18, we're gonna have some issues here. And they're just talking, they're getting to know each other. They're like, I love you. Noah's poor. She's still in school, so they're still, discovering that. You also get to meet Noah's family a lot in the movie. You get to see, his dad. You get to see Rachel McAdams, Allie's parents, and Allie's parents, they don't really like Noah. They're like, we don't like this guy. This guy's not a good fit for you. You should probably dump him. So, long story short, Ryan Gosling is like, hey, we're not really meant to be together. I don't know how long this is gonna go. You're moving, I'm staying here. I don't like long distance relationships. We should probably break up. And she's absolutely devastated because they both love each other. She's crying, a lot of crying in the movie. Doesn't want to leave him. He doesn't want to leave her, but it was his idea. Really, Ryan? That's a bad look on you. And throughout the entire movie, you're going to see a lot of scenes and a lot of dialogue that Noah talks about how he found this abandoned house that he wants to revamp and live there. It's his dream home. And he takes Allie there and he's like, we're going to live here together. This is our home after it gets revanished because right now it looks like dog shit. So you get to learn out through the movie that they actually, even though they love each other so much, they actually get in a lot of fights and arguments. They fight and argue, but the love for each other is still like 100%. It's like 100 and 100, which makes no sense, but it does. Ryan Gosling in this movie is kind of an absolute maniac. Like, this guy will do anything for her, and it's crazy. Like, you get one of the first scenes in the movie where he jumps in a freaking Ferris wheel, like, when it's almost high in the air. He's dangling, he's like, hey babe, are you going on a date with me? If you don't say yes, I'll let go and die. Ryan, no! I also Googled it because I was interested because they both look like babies. Like Ryan Gosling looks like a 7-year-old in this movie. He's 22 in this movie. He looks like he's 7 years old without the beard. We'll get to that later. And while this is all happening, the most important part of the movie arguably, and while this is all happening, you have this old guy, which his name is Duke at the beginning of the movie, who is reading this novel / notebook to this elderly woman in the hospital with no memory. He's basically reading this book to her about Allie and Noah's life to regain her memory back. I also noticed a little bit of a film junkie thing. At the beginning of the movie, like it gets fixed, but at the beginning of the movie, the green screen looks a little blurry. Like the CG looks a little blurry and it is not the best, but then again, it is '04. So we got all this stuff, right? You know, her parents don't like Noah. Noah and Allie love each other. Then we get all of a sudden, Noah gets enlisted. He goes into the war. Him and his friend Finn, which Finn dies in the war, which sucks. But yeah, Noah enlisted in the war, whatever. We don't get to see a whole lot of the things in the movie of him going to the war. So I'm not even sure if Allie knew that. If Allie knew in the entire movie that, hey, he's gone. Like, did she know? Did somebody tell Allie? I don't know. And while this is all happening, while Noah is fighting in the war, Allie finds a new man named Lon. Lon Hammond, played by James Marsden? I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies, he's pretty good, but he's pretty good in this movie. So they fall in love, and immediately they get married. Immediately he's like, I want to marry you. And she's like, yes, let's do it. So they get married, they love each other. Once again, Noah has no clue because he's fighting in the war. And Lon is pretty much the exact opposite of Noah. He is a rich guy. He has money. Noah does not. And once again, like I said earlier, big thing in the movie is Duke, the old man, reading this exact story in the notebook to the old lady who lost her memory, and it is a narration in the movie. So for about mainly all the movie, you get this narration by the old man, which I actually enjoy. It's one of the best parts of the movie. Very calming voice, and I think narration fits well in films. So pretty much after he comes back, he gets mad. He's like, oh my God, Allie found a new guy. I'm upset, I'm depressed, which, you know, he gets. Another small factor in the movie is his dad. Noah's dad sells his own house so he can pay for his house that he wants to get, which is a pretty touching moment in the movie. A pretty good father-son bond in the movie. It's really nice. So the entire movie, they practically fall in love again, these two. They love each other. Very iconic rain scene when they're on the boat. A lot of boat scenes in this. They kiss a lot of loving. Rachel McAdams looks nice in the movie. I've seen her in better movies, but she looks nice in the movie. I'm not gonna lie, until Ryan Gosling grew that beard, he was actually hard to look at in this movie. Like, his face almost looked AI, but it's not AI because it's 2004, but he just looked too young to be in this movie. I'm sorry. Oh no! And just one more quick thing that I forgot to point out about Lon, Allie's new boyfriend / husband, is that hints me saying the exact opposite of Noah. Not only is he a rich guy, but Allie's parents actually like him. Allie's parents love him. They're like, you should date this guy, not crappy Noah. You hear me? And she's like, no. And the big part of the movie is the very end where, well, I guess like 20 minutes left, is that the old lady gets her memory back and she actually realizes that the book is about herself. And the old man by the name of Duke is actually Noah reading to her, which she's also Allie. So it's practically just Noah and Allie again as old people reading the book. She gets her memory back, which is awesome. So a lot of stuff happens. They're both in the hospital. They're both old. They're both sick. She's practically dying. And then he walks in and they practically, die together. They hold hands in a very, very awesome last scene in the movie, which is the saddest part of the whole movie, where they hold hands dying together, which they said they would. So very good dialogue. Very good, green screen. The second half of the movie. First half, I don't know what was wrong, but yeah. And I feel like when people talk about this movie, they don't really mention the fact that it takes place in the 1940s. But I like time period movies where you could definitely tell that they were from a different time period, which you could definitely tell this is the 40s by the hats he wears. By the way, there's a lot of dancing in the middle of the street. Kids, don't do that. I beg you, don't do it. But anyways, this movie is claimed as one of the saddest movies ever, a movie that will definitely make you cry, and I'm shocked it did not make me cry at all. I would say this movie, my score is watch it with your lover. Not a friend, your lover. Watch it with your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. This is a pretty solid Valentine's Day movie. I'm glad I picked a good one. If you are a couple and you want to watch something, definitely watch this because who knows, both of you might get emotional, you know. I wouldn't eat popcorn, just watch the movie. Maybe get a Diet Coke, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to give this movie a 4 out of 5 hearts. It's Valentine's Day, might as well. But anyways, that's going to be it for the review of The Notebook. And yeah, I love seeing comments and all that stuff. I posted, my last video is a Super Bowl recap, my reaction to the whole game. So yeah, I love the support. Keep supporting me, by the way. We're still growing. I understand I don't have the most content, but I definitely want to keep, you know, building and making more content, maybe 2 videos a week. I mean, I only did 1 this week, but you know, I got other stuff out of the videos, but that's not going to stop me from making this content. And I'm not 100% sure what should I do next. I have an idea for when I do albums, for like my next albums, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do an album next because sports are kind of slow right now because I don't really care about baseball. But like when NHL and NBA playoffs come on, you definitely bet I'll be making videos about that. In terms of next movie review, I don't know. I'm going to keep making these themed videos around the holidays or just like whenever I feel like it. So make sure to really look out for those, like St. Patrick's Day, April Fools. That's going to be fun. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Peace.